Man, first question, Musiq Soulchild. That was the first song I ever learned. I'm not trying to pressure you. Where do you get? All right, how hard is it to take your own art and really give it to somebody in that capacity? Because you not only did you help cultivate him, you were him. You were basically the hands. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So how hard was that to basically take your art and basically create an artist?
It's a couple of things, right? First of all, being in the camp that we were in, like we all were forced to go to the next level. Um, the way we were designed is that we were designed to produce and create on the spot. So it was like everything was at pressure. So in the time of finding myself and figuring out what type of writer I wanted to be, music came. It was brought to the studio, and putting thought to his life. So me and him sat down and we just talked. Like, what are you into? What do you like? You know what I mean? He was a homeless kid, so he really, it was hard to find him because he was sleeping on couches or what have you, or basements and things like that, or even out in the park. So finding him was the issue, but having a conversation like, what do you like? Who do you like? What are you into? Girls, what type of girls you like? What's going on in your life? And once I started like compiling all of that information about him, then it was like, okay, so this is the perspective. You can be. I'm gonna put my life into your life. So who where he is a shy guy, I'm not shy at all. But I don't. If I roll with a group of thugs, I'm always the guy that's like, yo, don't disrespect no women. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They be like, what's up, B? And I'm like, yo. Sorry, babe. Go about your business. My boy's a bucket.
Yeah.
So that record came from that perspective. It's like it's for the intelligent hoodlum. It's like I'm a thug. I'm out here on the corner, but I'm respectful.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's where the voice of Musiq Soulchild came from, and that's who he is. But it's who I am, and I just melded those minds together and created that.
Crazy.
It's definitely a blessing, brother.
Yeah, man, definitely, man, definitely.
But for you, listen, I mean, I'm sitting up here like the goat or something in this joint. I'm shady gray. They trying to fade me out the game, and you fading in.
Oh man, nah,
You know what I
man.
mean? No, but I'm hearing great things. First of all, you working with Dre, which is powerful in itself,
Yeah.
and you doing what you're doing. And I heard something big just happened for you.
Yeah. Can't really talk about it yet,
Okay.
but you know what I mean. God is good.
Okay.
God is great.
All right, that's
Yeah.
good, man. And
Yeah.
that comes from hard work. And you've been writing with other people, right?
Yeah. I mean, I was blessed to meet Dre at a time where, I was probably my sharpest as far as like songwriting and engineering and combining the two worlds and knowing how to, I like to think that I'm a people person. You know what I mean? So, I took all of those things and put it into my my own like work ethic and what I do, and it shined through. And Dre is world. That's your boy.
Yeah.
He's world renowned,
Yeah.
man. And the people that he gets to entertain, the artists that he gets to sit with, they're all capable of doing things on their own. And I was just blessed to be able to meet good people. And I tried to tell somebody else this, like, a lot of times it doesn't matter how talented you are or what you do or what you're good at. You know what I mean? If a person doesn't like you and can't trust you, you guys aren't going to get very far, especially in this industry. You know what I mean? And that's why a lot of people, they lose chasing, placements through A&Rs and things like that when it's as easy as like making a relationship, eye contact, talking to somebody. And you know what I mean? A relationship starts from there. And when you have a good relationship, it makes everything else in the music industry easier. So I pride myself on, trying to build as many relationships with people and then, finding the work out of that. And that's what happened with me and Dre first. I came to his house and was like, yo, you the God. And that was the beginning of our conversation. And you know what I mean? It just, it built from there. And, we've made friends along the way. We've, lost some cats that were rocking with us. And, this is over the last like 3 years. It hasn't even been that long of a period, but you know what I mean? Got a chance to write with Miss Jill. Got a chance to work with Anita Baker and Robert Glasper on a song that's probably never going to see the light of day. But you know what I mean? It happened, and it's a blessing to have experienced that with Dre, especially so early in my career.
Yeah. That's powerful.
Yeah.
It's funny you said that. the songs that'll never see the light of day.
We can talk about that for
It's
hours.
amazing, man. You know, the funny thing is most people, I mean, now, you know, you can make a record and put it on the internet and just do what you want to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
But for us, when we were creating, we didn't have the luxury of saying, "Oh, y'all don't hear it, I'm putting it out there."
Right.
So we have boatloads of records on everybody that's never gonna see the light of day. But with great records, the A&R just didn't receive it. What's funny is, you know, you can be frustrated in that, but if you look at it from the perspective that you said, it's just practice. Like that's practice that's making you better. On top of that, that's a major investment.
Right.
Because once you on, all of them old records become new records.
Yeah.
Once you drop a hit, everybody's like, so the record that sounds like Just Friends, do you have any more of those? Absolutely. We got 40 of them that failed, but we can spruce them up now. We can
figure it out. Right.
Absolutely.
No, that's real. That's
So,
real.
I heard that you had the opportunity of getting in with Anderson .Paak.
Man, that's actually, if I could, I consider him my OG in LA. He's somebody I met, you know, at a time where we were both trying to find it. Yeah, just a good person. You know what I mean? I love the fact that most of the people that I admire and I look up to in the music industry right now are good people. Yeah. You know what I mean? And he doesn't, you know what I mean? He doesn't, he's not short on confidence, but at the same time, he has this humility about him where, you know what I mean? He knows what he's capable of, but he doesn't put it all in your face. You know what I mean? He shows you by doing. You know what I mean? Yeah. Doesn't got to talk about it. He's not, you know what I mean, swagged out. None of that. You know what I mean? He's a real one. Yeah. And, you know, I'm just blessed to be around him, man. Shout out to Anderson .Paak, man. He's a talented dude, man. Now, I had another question, and this one, it's not, you know, it's not too deep of a question, but, you know, we were talking about the songwriting thing earlier and just talking about the thought, you know, and I'm just curious, you know, what's your take? I'm mad you weren't on the panel. You should have been on the panel. But what's your take on what's your take on the thought and getting to the thought? Because me as a songwriter, I write in quantity. I write, you know what I mean? I'll sit down and I'll have a week where I'll write 15 songs, you know what I mean? But it's always, my biggest problem is the starting point, you know, the jump off and how to get there and what, you know, I like to see other people's, you know, take on where they're coming from. And, you know, I'm just curious as to what you do.
Well, there's a couple of things, right? I have like some simple beliefs, and then from those beliefs, I build ideas from. Mm-hmm. So the first thing I believe that I think a song should be a 3.5 minute movie. Yeah. That's what your song should be. The music is there to provide background noise for your picture. Mm. So in the creation of the song, I write the words as vivid as I can possibly write them, that you don't need a video to see the picture.
It's a painting.
Yeah, you'll already add the visual to it once the story goes. And then the music may start you off, but the music eventually disappears and gets stuck in the story.
Right.
That's one of the philosophies. The other philosophy is this, is that everything that I create is a gateway, right? Mm-hmm. For each and every person that you know, they have to go through certain things before they become an adult. Mm-hmm. You have to have your first kiss. You have to fall in love. You have to have your heart broken. You have to make love. You have to drive a car for the first time. Mm-hmm. You have to pay bills for the first time. You understand what I'm saying? Like all of the things that you have to do for the first, right? Those are the things that I bring forward. Mm-hmm. These are all of the firsts that you've been through. And then I write the record from a perspective of, this is a bookmarker in somebody's life. Yeah. So it's like when this record is done, they're gonna take this record and go, yo, first time I drove my car, I played that song. Right. You know what I'm saying? So the idea, the perspective is that. So with that, I put all of those things together, and then I look at real life situations and go, how would I respond for real? Yeah. How I be honest with myself. You know what I mean? It's like the only thing you can do is be honest, right? Mm-hmm. It's easy to lie. That's the easiest way to get over, right? You can lie. But to yourself, it's best to be honest. So in writing the songs, I give the most honest reaction.
Yeah.
Because everybody will be like, yo, if I was in that situation, I would have did this. No, you wouldn't have. You would have did exactly what just happened.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because you didn't have the thought to know that until after you saw it.
Right.
Right? So everything is written from that perspective. So when it comes to starting a record, I started off as a conversation.
Yeah.
Who am I talking to? Why am I talking to him? What am I talking to him about? And how are we going to start this conversation? Even if it's from hello.
Right.
So that's why Just Friends was what it was. And then you look at Buddy, the second verse, which get past people. You know what I mean? It's like where I talk about Miss Incredible, be more flexible because the context of the text ain't sexual.
Right.
And it's like, I know it goes over everybody's head, but if you know about Miss Incredible, you know that she was the mother on the cartoon that stretched.
Yeah.
Right. So Miss Incredible, be more flexible.
Right.
Because the context of the text ain't sexual.
Right.
So it's like I weave words together like a rapper would. And that's my ultimate goal, is like to write something that rappers be like,
that's tight. That's
right.
That's R&B, but it's tight.
I wish y'all would have wrote that. Or rappers like,
yeah.
quick story, we were in New York and Musiq was performing at BB King's. And so me, Ivan, and Mike and Jay were outside, and Jay-Z was outside. And as soon as music came on, boom, 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 the Ellis Gone came on, Jay ran and jumped over the turnstile and ran downstairs to see Musiq perform. I was like, whoa, did we touch Jay? So we was in New York, we was in LA at the House of Blues, and Leo Cohen, it was Leo Cohen, Jay-Z, me, Ivan, Mike, and Jay. And Leo was like, Jay, you like music? You love Musiq Soulchild. You actually should love him.
Exactly.
He's the one. He's the puppet master. Jay's like, yo, you wrote that ish? I was like, yeah, I work with music. And Leo's like, no. He's the puppet master. I'm like, no. We work together. He's like, no, he's the puppet master. You like music? You should like him.
Right.
That's the one you should like. I was like, oh damn, that's not cool. You know what I mean? But that's when your words can affect those guys. Like that's important, man.
Yeah.
And,
yeah.
And that's I used to be MC, so my goal is like I gotta say something slick just for the rapper. I need the rapper to be like, yo, that was crazy.
I think most of us were so influenced by hip hop that it's hard to separate the two. I don't know if I have a record that is one way or the other all the way. Every vibe, every feel I get comes from hip hop, you know, because that's what I was first introduced to, besides gospel music, of course.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But hip hop was my first love. It was the first, a lot of my first happened with hip hop in the environment, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
From just being around my older brothers and, you know what I mean, the people in my family that liked hip hop music and the Dillas and the slum villages and, you know what I mean? Just, it all shapes who I am as an artist. And, it has a lot less to do with R&B and a lot more to do with, you know what I mean, the person I am.
Yeah.
And the person I am has to do with, my experiences and the music that I listen to and stuff like that. Yeah. And hip hop, you know what I mean? Hip hop shaped the person I was. I thought I was a West Coast gangster when I was 18, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And I blame it on hip hop, but it also gave me a chance to kind of see both sides, you know what I mean? Because at the time where I didn't know who I was and I was being something I wasn't, you know what I mean? I kept getting pulled out of that life and back into who I was. Yeah. But, you know what I mean? I still like to, use that example in my music because, like you were saying, being relatable is the best way to get your point across. You know what I mean? Having a song that anybody can understand, you know what I mean? Even if it isn't their, vibe, that's the goal at the end of the day when you're writing a song, you know what I mean? And I feel like hip hop is one of the most colorful, you know what I mean, descriptive, languages in music, all around, besides like country music, you know what I mean? And no, I can't say pop. Pop, is the easiest thing to write in the world.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? But hip hop, it's very descriptive, and when it's good, you know what I mean, it always hits home. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I try to, translate that into my own creation.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It's funny that you brought up country music, because that's one of my loves. I love country music.
Me too, man.
Because the art of storytelling. Mm-hmm. And it to me, country music is nothing but hip hop for Hicks.
That's
really
it.
If you listen to the lyrics, it will blow your mind, dude. I forget the lady name. Is it Loretta Lynn? I think it's Loretta Lynn. Got a record out right now called "Why Haven't You Called Me?" But the song starts off talking about the invention of the telephone. She talks about the date it was made, who made it. Then she goes to the evolution of the phone. That you can find them in every bar. You can find them here. You can find them there.
So,
you can carry them around in your briefcase. So why haven't you called me?
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Dope, like the dope is. I'm like, oh my God, I want that concept.
Yeah.
That's incredible, man. But that's what country music do, and that's what hip hop used to do.
Yeah.
It used to be that expressive and that detailed that it draws you in. And they said it earlier in the panel, but I wanted to know what West Coast was like. When I first heard Easy and I thought it was whack. You know, East Coast is we different.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I was like,
no,
what is this whack stuff? And somebody sold it to me, and I had a Toyota Corolla in my back seat with speakers. So they was just woofers, and then I had my Pioneers on top. And he give me the tape, and I'm like, what is this? This dude, what is he looking like? Because, you know, the East Coast, everybody was clean.
Right.
They all scully. I'm like, what is this nonsense? Put it in, I'm playing it like, oh, man. Like, he was once a dog from around the way. And you should see me. That's the up, that's the bottom. I was like, and once the bass hit, I was like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I got to ride to it. I got to ride to it.
Just undeniable feels, man.
Right. But the expression was there and it was authentic. And even though it seemed like they were negative, it was a negative to a positive. So it was like it was the negative narrative of what's going on in the hood, but then there were positive results to the negative. You know what I mean? Like even Dre said, I don't smoke weed or says because it's known to give a brother brain damage. And brain damage on the mic can't manage nothing. You understand what I'm saying? But that was the life he was in. But he's a thug. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or even in Dope Man, when, you know, the song is talking about the dope man, but at the end he's like, yo, you sold my sister some crack. If she die, I'm gonna put some slugs in you for doing that. You know what I mean? So it was like it wasn't a glorious ending to the dope man.
Yeah.
But the reality of it all is that the picture it painted made me want to know what LA was like.
Yeah.
It was like it made me want to come to LA and go, yo, show me where Compton at. I want to go through I just want to ride through. Where's Inglewood? You know what I mean? Because it was so vivid. I needed to see it with my own eyes. You know what I mean? And that's when it comes to songwriting. Those are the elements that that's what I took from that.
Yeah.
It's like we need to make this so vivid that when people hear it, they want to be there. You know what I mean? Like they're the fly on the wall.
Yeah. Dope.
Yeah.
Dope.
So yeah, I'm excited about the project that you're doing. Heard some of the music that you got online. And you aggressive, you the new breed, man. You know what I mean? And you know, someone said to me years ago, and I'll never forget it, that they said talented people are lazy. And I was like, wow. And I started to look back at the talented people. And most of the talented people, because they can do it so easy and so effortless, they're not diligent. The determined people are the ones that continue. So determination over talent is what I look at.
Yeah.
And then I think about Michael Jordan when he went to be on a basketball team and he failed because he wasn't good enough. And then from that moment, he went and practiced every day. And when he came back, he was 20 times better than everybody else the next year.
Yeah.
But then he followed that same tradition in college once the season was over. Practice every day. And if you look at his career, he still practiced every day after the season was over. Yeah. So it's almost like he felt like he never arrived. But he was the greatest that ever did.
He was always there.
Until he retired, then it was like, I'm that man. Yeah. But when he was in the mix, it was like, yo, I have to maintain this tempo because there's so many talented dudes that's better than me. If they wake up and grab determination with it, I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm a big fan of that, and I see your due diligence, and I see you moving, and the way Dre talk about you is just, I mean, it's refreshing. You know what I mean?
Man, thank you very much, man. And if I can just say, like, and this is no disrespect to Musiq Soulchild or anybody that, you know, needs a writer, because the relationship between the writer and the artist is is everything. You know what I mean? But having experienced that music and experienced what you guys did for the soul scene and for us as artists, I have to thank you, man, because you are such an inspiration in my life as
To
an
God be
artist,
the
man.
glory, brother.
Yeah, definitely, man.